Hello, this is Christine at Spring Creek Bathworks, and I am making lemongrass and tea tree essential oil soap. Get my gloves on. I have measured out my ingredients. I just made a video about how to stir the lye into the water. And let me see if I can show you. The lye, I use the heat transfer method. I have some other videos on that. As you can see here, my oils are in their room temperature state. This is winter time, so even my coconut oil today is hard, and I have lard there and mango butter. Everything else is liquid at room temperature. My water, I just measured it because I was curious. I took a little longer than usual to get to the next step because I forgot to pull my molds out. The water, live water, is 165 degrees. It's been a few minutes. I don't know if you can see that it is clear. As I stir it, I can tell there are no crystals in here. It looks perfectly fine. I am going to pour my live water in. You'll see it's clear. See that? So I'm pouring the hot lye water into the room temperature oils. It's all out. I'm going to put the lye stir into there. And the room temperature right now in my house, right here in the kitchen, is 65 degrees. That's what I keep my heat on. It's been cold out. It was 35 yesterday. I'm stirring this up. As you can see, it's already starting to melt. I have my essential oils here for fragrance, and my bentonite clay is in that little container. I try to be efficient, and I don't like to do extra steps or make more dishes dirty than is necessary. So I do not, this is dry clay. I do not pre-mix it with any oils or anything. I just put it in. I love these little silicone cups. I got them through a soap co-op purchase years ago. I don't know where to get them now. Have not seen them in stores. Sorry. As I stir this up, I've been watching some videos about autism and Asperger's, and in my videos, I don't like my voice because when I'm nervous or rushing, or I'm trying to work with the lye quickly, I've noticed that I speak in a very monotone voice. That's not the way that I talk normally. So when I get nervous, spilled a little. When I get nervous, I guess I go monotone, and I don't have this scripted, I don't have notes, I'm just talking off the top of my head. So it was kind of interesting because some of the people who have Asperger's were saying that they have a monotone voice in their regular life, whatever you want to call it, but when they get nervous, they can speak very animated and have inflection and everything. And I thought that was funny because I am the opposite. I do not have Asperger's or autism, but I'm really interested in the topic because my nephew is 17 and he has autism. He is nonverbal and has the developmental age of about 3 years old. 3 point something years old. So I've always been interested in autism and Asperger's, and on YouTube, I just last week found there's a lot of videos about people with autism, high-functioning autism or Asperger's, talking about what it's like in their life, how they were diagnosed. Some people who weren't diagnosed until they were adults feel that they were traumatized in their life from not knowing earlier. It's all very interesting. I'm going off topic. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the stick blender to this. Although it is still melting, I don't know. When you do the heat transfer method, if I was to just let it sit here, these chunks of the mango butter and lard, they kind of rotate and kind of move around as they melt. But I want to get this going because usually my coconut oil is liquid because I live in Houston and it's usually hotter indoors than 65 degrees. So let me put on the stick blender. It's going to get loud. Make sure it's on tight. Okay. Caught a little bit of air there. That puts air bubbles into the mix. I'm trying not to. Okay. I'm going to put in the essential oil too. A little chemical reaction there. Disconnect that stick blender. Put that down on the paper towel. Okay, so it is all blended. It's already at light trace. It's got a lot of air bubbles in it. I'm going to bang this. Sorry for the noise. So the only colorant in this is from the bentonite clay. Kind of a grayish, yellowish, it's not really yellow, grayish, greenish color, and it's really interesting trying to figure out, there's a couple of blobs of one of the butters maybe, trying to get it out. You never really know whether people are buying based on color or scent, and the lemongrass tea tree has always been a bestseller of mine. Men like it, not just women. I swear sometimes from the depths of the stick blender, this looks like a piece of my spoon. I don't know. Anyway, from the depths of the stick blender come little tiny pieces of the last batch of soap, no matter how hard I wash it. All right, this is pretty good. I got a couple of little blobs there. Try and smoosh that out. That's mango butter. I can tell just by the consistency of it. So anyway, my lemongrass tea tree sells really well, even without swirls or bright colors. Since I'm not doing swirling, I don't need to pour it when it's super liquid. I should show you, see if I can show you the trace. It's just a little bit, it's not pudding, but can you see how it's kind of like cake batter. But I'm going to, let me wipe my hands on this paper towel here. Sorry about that. I'm going to show you the trace. So, can you see these little swirls on the top? But basically, if I was to trace a design, can you see the little swirly things that remain on the surface? That means that trace has been achieved, which is the first step of saponification, which is what turns the sodium hydroxide, otherwise known as lye, and the water and the oils and fats, it turns it into soap. And that's how you know that saponification has begun. I've got a couple of bits in here of the mango butter. I think I'm gonna stop videoing. I'm basically going to make this in my tall, skinny mold, and I'm going to put some samples into those little, I don't know what kind of cookie tray that is, but silicone molds. And I'll stop filming now. I'm going to stir this up a little bit more with the stick blender. Thanks for watching. This is Christine of Spring Creek Bathworks, lemongrass tea tree essential oil soap with bentonite clay. Have a great day.